What's up guys, Shawnthebro here, and we're back for another episode of the Super Smash Brothers and Platform Fighter tutorial series. In today's episode, we're going to be going over another episode on training and practice modes. So training and practice modes are modes in our game where we can visualize the hitboxes and the hurt boxes, have infinite lives, and change some settings. So we may want to adjust the damage counters for all of our characters. We may want to be able to assign teams or spawn items. These are types of things that we want to do in practice mode, but they're also super important in general. Being able to do these different features allows us to customize different modes in our game, add different functionality for items, and a whole lot more. It's really useful to be able to do these things so that we can not only experiment with the game, but test out different scenarios very easily. And so one I would really like to focus on is being able to update the damage counters for all the characters. This is going to be insanely useful because right now if I want to update the damage counter, I have to attack my opponent a lot. And sure, that's what's going to be happening in a real match. As a developer, we're going to want to determine how our damage counter should influence our launching. For example, instead of going and attacking the characters time after time and testing it out, we can just set the characters to that damage counter value and then play with the results from there. So not only is this a practice mode feature, but it's a fantastic debugging feature. In the next few practice episodes, we're really just going to be going over implementing these crazy custom features that we can use for all sorts of different reasons. Before we hop into today's episode, if you want to get caught up in the entire Super Smash Brothers and Platform Fighter tutorial series, you can do that by clicking the iCard in the top right corner right here, which is the entire playlist of that platform fighter. Alternatively, if you only care about practice mode or training mode in your game, you don't have to watch the whole playlist to follow along with this episode, but I do recommend that you watch at least the previous episode on training mode so that you can see how we've set up everything that we already have in our training mode right now. I'll link you to the first episode of the training mode right here in the top right corner. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get started. This is a code and blueprint tutorial series, and we're going to be doing pretty much everything in the code today. I'd like to introduce something that we haven't done yet in the series, and that is cheat codes, or console commands. You've probably seen them around the engine, both in UE4 and UE5. You can enter console commands here, or when you're in the game, you can press tilde, which is the top left key to the left of the one key on the keyboard, not on the numpad. Then you can type in your command. So in this case, I could say cheat damage all characters, for example, and then all characters could receive damage. I actually want to implement my different practice mode features through console commands first so that I can see them working, and then they'll also become features in the game because we'll give the player UI to do these things. So this is kind of a 2-for-1, and I'm actually super excited about designing it this way because I always love bringing console commands into user-facing items. To accomplish this, we can go to our game mode. So if we go to the code, SSB template game mode.cpp and SSB template game mode.h. In the game mode header file, we can scroll down to our functions, put them in a private section, which means only this class can call them, and that will be perfectly fine. We don't need to call them from elsewhere. I'm going to start out by making a U function with the parentheses of exec, just like this. Exec allows us to issue console commands. So if we do U function exec, then we come down below that function. We'll say void, and I like to put the word cheat in front, or console or command. That way I know that this is going to be a specialized function. So cheat set damage counter. And let's call it set damage counter all. This will affect all characters. Then in parentheses, we can add an integer, which is the damage counter. We'll add a comment here, cheat colon, set the damage counter for all characters, and that should be good. So we'll be able to enter this console command and then do whatever logic we set up in the function. Now, because I mentioned that I want to not only use these as console commands, but also use them in our practice or training mode, we do want a function that we can call when the user presses a button on a widget or on a menu. And because of that, we want a different function as well. This console command will call that function, but we're going to want another function to trigger this too. Go up here and I will make it a U function. And this one could be blueprint callable. Again, we're probably going to want to call this from a widget, and we can give it a category as well of gameplay modifiers. The function here is going to be void set all character damage, and we'll make it int damage counter for the parameter. For the comment, we'll say set the damage counter value for all characters. So you'll notice this is slightly different than the cheat. The comment is basically the same, right? Cheat, set the damage counter value for all characters. I called this one cheat, set damage counter all, but it's calling a different function. The function is called set all character damage. I tried to keep this function name more generic. We could be calling it from other places, but when you're entering a console command, you don't necessarily want it to be too long. You want it to be descriptive enough. This is already pretty long, but cheat, set damage counter all, I think, is descriptive enough that we'll know what it means and we can use it when we need to. Now, if we go into SSB template game mode.cpp, I do like to keep them in the same order as the header file. So void a SSB template game mode, : set all character damage. Takes in int damage counter. And for this one, what we're going to do is just loop through our players array. So we have an array of players in here. And it's just called players. We're going to loop through all the elements in here, and we're going to update their damage counter to be the value passed into this function. There's a lot of different ways we can do this. We can do a for loop for a SSB template character pointer character : players. So it's the character in the players array, or in other words, for each character in the players array. And we can set character arrow set damage counter, and we want to pass in the damage counter, and it autofilled here. This is not what I want. Character set damage counter. So we're going to need to make a function for this so that we can just directly assign a value to the damage counter for the character. If we go to our SSB template character, scroll down to the bottom of our file, I have a public section for functions and variables, and in here I want to make a function or a different setter for the character's damage counter. So mutator setter for the character's damage counter, and we can say void set damage counter. It's going to take in an integer damage counter, and since this is a setter, we can add the function in the CPP, just like we've done for these ones at the bottom, above tick. Or we can actually make it even cleaner on ourselves and do it inline, which means we do it right here in the header file. So a nice little trick I can show you is you can put your curly braces right in here. And we will set damage counter, which is the character's damage counter variable, equal to underscore damage counter, which is the damage counter variable coming into this function. We put our semicolon on that line inside the curly brace, and then this is all we need to do for this setter. Also, I want to make sure I'm being very consistent with what I'm saying here. So I'm going to say mutator setter for the character's damage counter value. I'm calling the whole thing the damage counter, so I think it makes more sense to add value at the end here. Now, if we go back to our SSB template game mode, this function exists, and we now are setting the damage counter for every character in the player's array to the passed in value. Now all we have to do is make our cheat command, or a cheat function, void a SSB template game mode, : cheat set damage counter all. Int damage counter. And we can just call set all character damage and pass in damage counter. Now if we were to relaunch the editor, and now we're back in the editor, we can launch the game and we can go into a game. Just load up the default map, default settings. We press our tilde key to open up the console command, or the console window down here at the bottom, and we are going to type in cheat set damage counter all. Then we can press space and enter our value, which is going to be our damage counter amount. 50, for example. And you'll see all the characters updated their damage counter values to be 50. Hitting them does what you'd expect. It launches them farther than if they just had 0. You can also enter this command by pressing tab once you start typing it. If you type cheat set damage, we can press tab here to autocomplete that, then we just have to pass in our value. And we can do 999. So everyone's at max damage counter at this point. So launching this is going to send them flying, and it does. Now, one other thing about this is you can press the tilde key to open up your console command, and even if there's nothing in here, you can press up to get to your history. Then you can scroll through this list to see all the previous commands that you've entered. This is incredibly useful because you may want to be testing a certain feature and keep setting a certain value. You can also use this to do some pretty fun stuff. Like I could set this to 10,000, for example. Now their values aren't supposed to be able to go that high, but you'll see I can send them out into orbit and then it ends up capping them because we have some logic on the back end to actually prevent that from happening, which is good. And we should have that. But you can see some funny results as an added effect of this. Now, additionally, what you can do with this, if you ever need to, and this will be the same in practice mode, is say the characters are damaged to a maximum value, even not by a console command. We can also come in here and reset the character health or reset their damage counters. We could set them to something like 10, or we could just set them back to 0. There you go, guys. That's how you can set up some practice mode functions. We'll be making a UI for this so that the players can actually use these things in a little bit more manageable state than what we provide here. So for example, they'd only be able to go from 0 to 999% damage, but we're going to be using the same functions that we just set up in today's episode. So already our game supports this behavior. If you're excited to learn more about console commands, practice and training mode, and just the Super Smash Brothers and Platform Fighter tutorial series in general, feel free to check out the channel and subscribe. It does a lot more for myself and the channel than anything else you can do, and it is completely free. So I really appreciate that. If you'd like to give more support to the channel, as so many kind souls have, you can check out the Patreon, Discord subscriptions, or YouTube memberships to help support myself and the channel. I really appreciate all who have, so thank you guys so much. If you ran into any problems in this episode, or with any of my content, feel free to check out the Discord community. There is a link in the description, and I would be happy to help you out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Shawnthebro, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.